Hello and welcome to From the Roots Up, where we are building our homestead from the roots up. I'm Makayla and today we are going to be making blackberry jelly. So before we get started, I would like to know what your favorite kind of jelly is down in the comments. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take our blackberries and we're going to put them in our pot. We're gonna put about half a cup of water in there, just enough so that the berries cannot scorch on the bottom. So we're gonna take this over to the stove and bring it to a boil until the berries are nice and soft. I'll see you back then. So we have our boiled blackberries right here, and we have this. So we're gonna take our little colander and we're going to lay it down inside of our pot. So we have 2 pieces of cheesecloth, and we're gonna lay one down this way, the very bottom, then the other down this way, also in the bottom. So we're gonna let this drain for 2 hours to where we have a juice and a pulp. All right, I'll see you when it's ready. So we got our blackberry juice ready. It's been sitting for about 2 hours and it is ready to be boiled. So these blackberries we used for this juice, I picked with my Grammy. So we're gonna pour these in. So now we are going to add 1 packet of sugar gel. Just gonna mix that in there real good. And before we add the sugar, we are going to bring this to a boil. So let's boil it. So we are going to heat our jars up in our water bath canner because we don't want to put hot jelly into cold jars because that might crack the jars. So we're gonna put hot jelly in hot jars. And it should not crack then. When this comes to a boil, we are going to put 5½ cups of sugar and we can mix it. So now that our juice is boiling, we are going to put our 5½ cups of sugar in and bring it back to a boil for 1 minute. So I'm just gonna pour this in. So we've mixed the sugar in and it's been boiling for 1 minute, and then we've heated these up for about the same time. And now we are going to put the blackberry jelly in these jars. So what we want to do is we're going to leave a 1/4 inch headspace, which is between the top of the jar and the canning liquid, which would be right about to that line. Right there is where we're going to leave a little bit of space. And we're just going to pour in some jelly. So now we're gonna take a damp paper towel and wipe the rims of the jar just to make sure they're nice and clean and that the lids can stay on and be sealed really good. So we had enough for 7 jars of delicious blackberry jelly. So now we're gonna put on the lids. So we're gonna start with these little plates. And you're just gonna twist it finger tight. And then you're just gonna twist it a little bit more after it's finger tight. So our 7 jars of blackberry jelly are ready to go into the water bath canner. We have our jars in the pot and we have our water in there. So we always want to make sure the water is 2 to 3 inches above the tops of our cans. We're gonna bring the water in the water bath canner to a boil for 5 minutes. So once this is done boiling, we are going to turn the stove off, take the lid off, and let it set for 5 minutes, and then it is ready. See you back here when the jars are done processing. So it has been boiling for 5 minutes and then it set out for 5 minutes. Now we're gonna open it away from us so we don't get smoke in our face. Okay, just gonna set this right here. I'm gonna take the jars out. Careful, it's very hot. And I can already hear one pop. Thank you for joining us on From the Roots Up, where we're building our homestead from the roots up. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content of us canning and for just more fun.